I haven't
Yeah,
either.
Amateur Night. I dig this one. This was a great first segment to kind of introduce the franchise with.
This is my favorite.
This is
This
your
is
favorite?
this is my favorite
Yeah,
of
it's hard
the
to say that.
shorts.
Yeah, I'm sure this is a lot of people's favorite too. It's kind of just the most like from beginning to end, solid, like tight, just like a fully realized concept. Just
It
done really
has
well.
like the coolest special effects and like makeup work, I think, in the film. The monster, the creature
A
is
thousand
really
percent.
like
Yeah, definitely the best
iconic
makeup
looking.
work.
Yeah, yeah, the pacing is great.
I like the casting of this of the main girl too is great. Like she has these giant bulging eyes.
That actress is so good.
Let me get to who's in this segment. Hannah Fierman is as Lily. She's the main girl we'll talk about. Yeah, Hannah Fierman is Lily. Mike Dolan is Shane. Joe Sykes is Patrick. Drew Sawyer as Clint. Jasper Lewis as Lisa. Most of these movies have unknowns in them. There's and that kind of adds to everything too. That kind of adds to VHS being kind of its own little world here. That it'll change over time. I can name at least one segment where there's an actor that I recognize in future VHS films. But other than that,
Mm.
yeah, mostly unknowns, which I always think is a
Yeah,
plus about these movies.
yeah. I think the biggest, weirdly, I mean, the movie with the biggest lineup or the most consistent lineup is like they're still kind of like not the biggest names, but they're names I recognize. I mean, Joe Swanberg is an actor I recognize.
Yeah, he's
It's
in it.
Second Honeymoon, which we
That's in
will
the
get
next
to
segment.
later,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Yeah, so this Amateur Night starts out with these three men, Shane, Patrick, and Clint. This main trio you have here. They have a night on the town, and one of them, Clint, is wearing these camera glasses, and they go out for a night drinking and planning to bring women back to their motel. This was an era where we talked about in Mind Body Spirit in their last episode, while covering Mind Body Spirit, where I really appreciated that we were out of this time where everywhere the camera was placed needed to be explained in some way.
yeah,
That happens a lot in the VHS films because they have to do this in almost every segment.
yeah. The fact what I enjoy about the VHS movies and what they embrace more and more. I mean, some of them come up with very creative, playful ways to explain the found footage
Yeah.
nature of the short film. It really is just pulp for pulp's sake. Like there's almost no reason. I mean, I guess the first VHS is the most motivated because it's
Hmm.
trying to show you this sleazy underbelly, so that showing you like really shitty camera footage that some sleaze bag recorded with their spy camera is a good reflection of that. But a lot of the movies, especially later on in later films, it's almost like they don't need to be found footage movies. Like they could just
Yeah.
be short films in general. But I kind of like that about the VHS movies that
Yeah,
they
because
are
they're
just
using
like,
they're using it more as like the technique. They're not really trying to convince you that this is real, but they're just kind of
yeah,
it's an excuse to use the camera in a more creative way.
yeah,
But here, yeah, they're trying to these characters put a camera on this guy's glasses and they're just gonna have a night out drinking. And there's a lot of like bro-y dialogue in these like generic horny bro dialogue in this segment. That's kind of just like white noise to me. I'm sure if you focus in on it, it sucks. Like like it's bad, but I think the way the film presents it, it's like it kind of just passes by you, and you're it's also like very strange that they went from that vibe of the main framing narrative to the first segment that is also like the same kind of scummy vibe. Like, are
yeah.
all of these segments gonna have this kind of dynamic?
Where they're all like just a group of
A
douchebags.
group of douches, yeah. Not exactly, but also yes, like the like kind of yeah.
I feel like the people become progressively more likable the further you get in.
The further you get in, yeah. Um,
Like each new group is better than the last one usually.
and they come up with new ways to like make them more scummy too. Like, yeah, these three guys. You know, you've seen them in every bar,
Yeah.
and but they find ways to like make them even more disgusting. Like, there's a short scene where they're driving, and this guy's just scrolling his phone, looking at porn while driving.
Go.
It's
I
like,
didn't
yeah,
notice that.
yeah. It's like yeah,
So
I got it.
awful.
I clocked that they're bad. I've clocked
Yeah,
that
they suck.
they suck. I also like
Or
very
like,
it's a
you
very
know,
yeah, it's a very realistic thing too where they spend 2 seconds at the first bar and they're like, all right, let's leave. Like I've had that happen so many times, especially if you go out in fucking Manhattan too, where it's like you
the
go into
scene's
one bar and
dead.
you're like, nah,
Yeah.
nope.
Vibes are off.
Vibes are off. That I remember going out
And
with a guy.
they're on like the prowl too, most likely. Like they're also surveying like, okay, how likely are we gonna get laid here?
Exactly.
With these guys,
Yeah,
yeah.
but anyway,
We can't have fun here.
they meet two women, Lisa and Lily. Lisa's kind of your typical bar chick. She's outgoing and you know she's flirting with one of the other characters. And Lily is this kind of shy, strange-looking woman. She's a strange-looking girl. She has these bulging eyes and kind of this seam running down her face. Clint is filming her. Clint is already drunk. This is a funny, actually like funny moment. He's filming her. She's looking at him like when we talked about before, our friend used to do to us, being like, "I like you, I like you." She just keeps doing that. I like you. Clint is just like, what? You
That's
what?
so
Like, yeah, that's
crazy.
crazy. It's really funny. Yeah, and there's also a funny like scene. There's also a funny little scene here where Clint goes into the bathroom and just looks at himself. That's also a very like that's the thing I do. Whenever I'm drunk, I
Yeah.
go into the bathroom and I stare at myself. But I do
See if
this
you can catch your face moving.
I do this thing where I look into the mirror and I go, "What are you looking at?" Because oh my god, you have to watch The Simpsons, Zach. Because the reason I do that is because there's a scene in The Simpsons where Bart is at a St. Patrick's Day parade and he accidentally gets drunk. He looks into the camera and he goes, "What are you looking at?" And then there's a news segment and Kent Brockman's like, "What are you looking at?" And that's what I do every time I'm drunk for some reason. That's how I
I
know I'm gone.
normally I do the same thing, but it comes out more like, "What are you doing?
What are you looking at?
Why are you still doing this? You gotta stop. Can't do this
And you come out
anymore. I
like,
swear
"Hey,
to
everything's
fucking
great."
God." We come out.
Like, what? What? What'd you
I turn
say?
around, I go,
Wow.
"Showtime!" And I put a smile. Hey, this is my song.
So after this, we this is my song. Adding on to like how do we make these characters even more degenerate is they start drunk. One of the guys is like clearly drunk driving and then they're doing coke in the back seat. It's like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, he's trying to force the coke on Lily, is it?
Yeah, Lily is the or no, Lisa is the like normal one.
Lisa.
Where did she find this thing? Where did she
This
find?
where did they find each other? Like these
Yeah,
women?
like I want to. I kind of want another segment about how they found each other.
Maybe I need to watch it again, but I kind of assumed that they don't actually know each other and that the guys, because they were together, assumed that they were together.
And she was just all right coming back with them. Well, she
Yeah,
says in the
like,
film, like, I'm gonna bring my friends over. Like, yeah, bring your friends over. Like, and that was one of her friends, I guess.
oh, she's friends with
Like, was
the
she just completely normal with her?
with her because she wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't into women. I kind of, for some reason, I thought she like snuck into the kind of the proceedings, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is one of your friends,
That
huh?"
could be it too.
But
Yeah.
they never,
Like, oh yeah, her. Like, I'm imagining a
they never got
scenario
elaborate.
where like Lisa and Lily are talking to each other, and it's just like a normal conversation. But then like she starts talking to men, and she's like,
She's like, "Nice to meet you."
yeah. And then she starts
Character
acting
sense.
like that. Back at the motel, they're bringing the party back to the motel. What are they? It's never like we're never sure like what they're doing. Like, why do they have this motel? I mean, they obviously don't need to answer any of that shit. But like,
Yeah,
do guys rent motels, motel rooms to
these
go
guys
out?
do.
I guess so. I guess it depends where you live. Maybe that's more of a normal thing.
Yeah, wait, why?
Like, were they from out of
Well,
town?
my assumption is they did it so that they could have a place to hook up and get away,
What, they all live with their
like to be
parents?
alone. But yeah, like what? Who do they live with? Yeah.
That would be funny. But yeah, so they're all back at the motel. This dude sits on the couch and he laughs at everything, basically for the entire time before things start taking a turn. Like this guy Shane starts making out with Lisa, and he's just laughing. But then she starts passing out. Lisa passes out, and Shane's like, "What the fuck?" And he like the guy on the couch is just like, "No, dude, you gotta stop."
All right, all right.
Yeah, all right. He stopped.
He's earned 1 point.
Yeah, he drunk drove
He's
everyone. He earned a point. He drunk drove everyone back.
while watching porn
Well,
on the phone.
but
But at least he knows how to stop.
yeah, he knows when it's too far. He then starts to turn to Lily. Cause he, it's so animalistic of him, just like
Yeah,
to just like, this girl passes out. Like, all right, what's the next thing that can breathe? Like, all right, this girl, and she takes a liking to Clint, but Clint, he kind of just like butts in. It's like, what are you doing? What, are we doing this or what? And he just starts hooking up with her. She starts to act really strange. She takes off her dress, and it's like, as the camera pans down, it reveals these like monstrous, like webbed feet. She also kind of moves strangely too. Like, there's a moment where they're hooking up, and she like flips him around.
it's like
It's
speed ramped.
yeah, like it's sort of like it reminds me of like a vampire thing. It's like they do things quicker.
It's like swift movement. Yeah,
Yeah, like swifter movement.
and she moved this dude that's like apparently twice her size.
Like with that was like
Very little
nothing.
effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Patrick tries to. The dude on the couch's name is Patrick, and he gets up and he tries to get in on it. And he like tries to take off his pants and get naked. And she's not into it. She's like, no, no. The more this goes on, the stranger she starts to act, until the point where she just fully reveals herself to be this monstrous creature, and her eyes start to change. She gains these like very inhuman eyes, and she has these sharp claws and these extended, like almost extended limbs. She just carves these guys. She first carves Shane, and she's just like like a cat, like clawing at him, but like tearing him apart. And after that, they run into the bathroom and they start to figure out what to do. Patrick is completely naked during this whole part, and he grabs what does he grab? Like this towel pole. What is that called?
Yeah. Towel rack,
It
towel.
grabs like part of this towel rack, and they go outside. This is the best part of this whole segment. She is in this pose, and the lights are now off, and the only thing that's lighting the room is this TV, and she's silhouetted in this very like, it's very impressionistic, honestly.
Yeah.
It's very like it's like they're capturing this mythical creature. This is a great performance too. Like as I said in the past episode, like I love the contorting of the body, the way she has her like, it's kind of like bird like too in a way. It's a very statuesque pose, and it's very very, it's frightening almost when you see it because she's just standing there and they're like moving in on her slowly.
And there's also this like eerie like there's like I don't even know what to there's music playing in this moment.
Yeah,
And
diegetic
honestly the
music.
song kind of rips. Yeah. But it's like this soft female vocal that's very slow paced and it just fills the room. And it is very eerie when paired with this like contorted image.
This is where you can see the guy that directed this going on to make other projects like The Ritual. You can see that there's like an eye here, and he's framing this shot in a certain way to, you know, to make you feel that. It's the best part of this whole segment. They try to attack her, it doesn't work. She brutally kills Patrick. Does she pull off his dick?
She pulls off his dick and balls.
Yeah. That is the second. That's the second time that's happened in a movie we're talking about.
Wait, what was the first one?
The Outwaters.
Oh, of course, of course, of course. Yes, obviously.
Yeah.
How did I forget?
Yeah, it's weird that's happened twice.
I feel like it had to have happened in Cannibal Holocaust at some point.
Maybe off
I'm
screen in Cannibal
wrong.
Holocaust.
Yeah.
But it was like part
can
of the
imagine
whole
for fun.
chaos. Yeah, we can imagine for fun. It was part of the chaos that happened at the end of that
Yeah.
movie.
I bet one of them got their dick and balls ripped off.
I bet one of them did. They ate everything. They had to eat everything.
They did, yeah. So we can
We're
assume
going to assume they ate everything.
that the dick and balls also came off and were
Yes.
consumed.
So that's the third.
That's 3 movies.
What's the next movie that's going to... Comment below. Comment on this
What's
show.
the next dick and ball movie?
What's the next Dick and Ball movie? Anyway, Clint escapes. He tries to run down the stairwell. He trips and falls, and you see his exposed bone. They make it so much like gorier than it is.
Yeah, like
Jesus
he
Christ.
destroys himself falling down the stairs.
Yeah, falling down like one set of stairs too.
It's
Which is
made of glass.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like a smaller, like thinner guy, but yeah, it's like he's made of glass. Well, you know what it reminds me of? It's like in the new Resident Evil games, specifically like 7 and 8, where it's like they want to show you like gore and body horror, but they can only, it's first person, so they can only show his hands. So every time he gets mangled, it has to be his hands that get mangled.
That is such a good point. I never thought about that, but that's absolutely why they do that. It's that same hand every time.
Exactly. While he's on the ground trying to crawl away, Lily, you know, this creature just like this is also another like very vampiric moment where she's at the top of the stairwell, then she's right next to him just out of nowhere. That's really well done. And she starts like pleasuring him because at the end of the day, she does like Clint. She does want him. And he's just like, no. And then she's like, you don't like? She starts crying in the corner. It kind of reminds me of the witch from Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Her like wails are very similar.
She has that similar posture. Of, like,
yeah. She's like in
fetal position.
a fetal position in the corner. Yeah. But Clint, crawls out. He escapes. He runs out the door and he's like banging on glass. It's like it looks like he's at like the front desk. He's going to like other people's rooms and like trying to get help. And people are in the rooms and like paying attention to him. And people are at like the front desk.
Just, like, chill out, dude.
And I like the fact that they're like just regular bystanders on the street. Because in other movies, like, so when someone's trying to escape, there's always no one. There always is like no one there, and that makes it more like inevitable. But here it's like there's people around, so it's like, oh, he must be all right. But no, doesn't matter because Clint gets whisked away and by the creature that's now flying, and he is in this creature's grasp. that's flying away. You see like the wings spread out, and Clint just like being elevated over the city now, whatever city they're in.
She has this massive claws now too that are just like wrapped around
I
it.
didn't
You get
notice
like a
that. Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's very creative to just have your first segment be. It's not like a ghost thing, not a paranormal thing. It's this monster. It's a really good monster segment to start us off here.
yeah.
And I honestly, the effects of him like being in the sky aren't bad for like
They
about
look
found
great.
footage.
Great.
Yeah, I don't know how they did that. Like it looks really good.
What you just said about this being a monster segment, which I fucking love. I love when VHS does just freaky, weird monsters.
I love
Also I love that the
monsters.
camera at the end, the glasses, the spike glasses fall to out of the sky to the ground, and they
Yeah.
hit the party streets, and the last shot you get is like the very streets that they were hanging out on, just
Yeah.
like walking around with other
Full
people
circle.
still out. Full circle. I love it. I love that you go back to the overarching segment with these douchebags like searching the house, and the guy's watching the VHS tape. And something that struck me, that disjointed nature, like the hodgepodge nature that they spoke of, the filmmakers talked about, where they made this in reverse. You can really feel it here in a very funny way, because some of these movies, these films that they watch are just like, this is a fucked up thing that a sick human being did to another human being. Like this is like gross. These tapes are fucking. Oh, these tapes are the real heart of darkness. Like this is the other side of the coin. These I didn't know what man was capable of. And this one's just like this is just a monster. Like this one tape just
Yeah,
has proof
monsters
of
are real.
monsters. Monsters exist. And the guy's like, huh,
Oh, what the fuck? Yeah.
that was weird.
Well, it's kind of I relate that to like our world and like there are stories about like SCPs and shit like that, and, like the rake, and they're presented as being real.
Yeah,
I
but
kind
this
of
guy's here knowing that he's stealing like valuable tapes, and it's like, oh, for some
yeah.
reason this guy wants these tapes, and he puts in one of the tapes, and the tape has on it proof that like monsters are real. And he's
No, but I'm saying like
he's
from our
he's not.
perspective,
This changes everything.
I gotta get out there. I gotta see. Someone's gotta know.
Left it.
But I relate that to that. What I'm saying though is like I relate that to our world. Like someone reading about some kind of like an SCP or like the rake or something like that, and believing it, like because those stories are written like
Yeah,
from accounts, like they're real. And I know it's
this
different
does
when you
actually.
see it,
Yeah,
but like that's kind of the VHS version of doing that is what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm getting at with like the whole world building part of it and the whole anthology. Like, yeah, this creature exists in their world.
yeah. Do you think this movie is kind of influenced by what is it called? Creepypastas
Maybe not
and
this
that
movie
that
because
culture as
creepypastas
well?
weren't really in the zeitgeist at that time.
Were they not 2012?
I don't know if they were.
I
I mean,
think
there were
they
definitely
were.
creepypastas in 2012, but they
Yeah.
weren't like in the zeitgeist. Like
Mm.
when did Channel Zero come out?
I mean, Slender Man
Well, there was Slender Man, yeah,
was a
and
thing when I
Marble,
was
yeah, Marble
high
Hornets was a
school.
thing. That's kind of that's more like creepypasta adjacent. No, I guess it is creepypasta. That's yeah, no, I that's the same thing. Like when we watch like the experience of watching Marble Hornets and being like, "Oh my god." Cuz you don't have any
Yeah, like
other
oh
context for it and there's no comments, like you feel like you're the only one watching it
yeah,
and you're just like, "Oh my god,
you're
this
a
is real."
child. The world is
Yeah.
opening up to you.
That's the kind of the same feel I get like when these guys watch these tapes.
You kind of want to believe it
That's something that I
too,
like. I don't know.
for real.
Yeah, they kind of want to believe it.